You guys are stinky today. It's that time of year where it's getting warm and pigs are saying it's hot. I feel like dumping the water over and over and over. And you know what water and pig manure and everything else, straw and all that, you know what that makes? An incredible amount of stink. I don't know. Oh, no barking. So it's time for the winter enclosure to get a rest, get mucked out with the backhoe, take that wall down, pull all this junk out, rake it out. Probably start using it for the goat enclosure again for a while. What we're going to do is make pig pens great again. So this is my soil generation factory. This is where the wood chips go in and the nice topsoil comes out. And I've shaped and scaped, and I'm building them a central little oasis right here. There's going to be their favorite spot all summer long. It's going to be a nice warm waller. Well, folks, we got the pig pen upgraded. Phase 1. Phase 2, I think, is going to be a secondary section off of this, or maybe even probably actually farrowing sheds, a row of them with 3 different, lift up doors. I think this is going to be the common area where the boar lives, and each sow, hopefully they make it to maturity, is going to have its own hut. There'll be like a lean-to roof over them, and this will be the love shack right there. Right? Is that funny to you? Is that funny, honey?
Yes.
That's funny. Take you to the love shack. They blend in pretty well with that dirt. I'm looking through the camera, I can barely see him. They're camouflaged. We're wondering what Slaw weighs. I know he doesn't look like much to this camera, but when he bumps into you, when he stands up, he's as tall as a human, and he's rock solid. Like, I think he's past the 300 mark. We'll see. A lot of topsoil come out of there. You put in 1 truckload of wood chips, and you get out 1 truckload of loam. There's the drainage pipe right there. And I know that they're going to plug it up and stuff, but at least it's there. It's got some screws in it so they can't shove it out. I'm not going to say this is the lowest corner, but if the place really fills up, I can always do a little trenching and we'll get it drained. This became a very bad pen last winter. So bad that I had to take them out of it. They would be knee deep, swimming, and a lot of people would just leave them in there, but I'm not the type of person to do that. I don't want the animal to freeze. So that's the original ground right there, which is about 20 inches higher, about 24 inches higher than that depression right there. I'm trying to put a little swimming hole for them, basically. And I want them to be able to be coated in mud all summer long, or laying in the water if they want to, and still have high ground. If it's a downpour, obviously they're going to go into their hut in a downpour. But I want it to dry off fast, and then to always have high ground. I want there to be an area that stays dry. Buddy of mine's going to bring some wood chips, so we'll start that process again. The next time I have to muck this out, this enclosure's not going to offer me the option to drive in with a machine until I put a gate, probably up at that end. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's romper room. Where'd you guys go? Slaw, you are a big boy. He is just about 2 years old. Slow grown. I did not feed him a lot. I really restricted how much corn they could eat. And me and her were just talking about his siblings were twice his size and were slaughtered by 7 months, but they looked awful. They just were so full of grain, constantly overfed, just diabetic and sick looking. And he just doesn't have that. He's muscled, but he's not a slob. Yeah, see, he's got he's got structure and shape to him. You know, he's got muscled hocks, but and his hams are muscular, but they're not blobs. So we had a huge rain event last night. It ended about an hour ago. What, big man? What? You gonna pug it all up? Yeah, we had a big downpour for like probably 4 hours. I'll bet you we had 2 straight inches of rain. And this is working pretty well. Considering I haven't even done any handwork yet, this is the first time I've seen water in there. So this was just the shaping that was done real quick with the backhoe. And it is actually draining out. You see the drainage going right there on its own. I won't have to do but a little bit of work with a hoe, which I've got a long-handled, a busted garden hoe that I put a long pipe handle on that I could reach all the way in from right here. So just a little bit of work to keep this draining. And my buddy's gonna bring wood chips, and I'll start doing the perimeters and wood chips so that there's a circle trail around the little water hole here. That's not drinking water, that's just for hot season. You know, they want to flop around and get mud and clay on them, keep the bugs off, keep the mites and the ticks down, and whatever else. So this worked out really well. Bottom is garage door panel. Corner sections are just pallet slats, one screwed into the other. Made a really strong corner, and then drive one of these old garden posts, flimsy, not flimsy, but they're not a T-post. They've got holes in them already. Drive that down, shoot a screw in, that way they can't lift it in the corners. It's actually really hefty in these corners. And then every center section, because these are 16-foot garage door panel, and my sawmill only cuts 10 footers, so I put a section in the center, same thing, strip of pallet wood, that way I could, these pieces of slab wood and, you know, barn board and stuff right there, I could cut them down to 8s and screw them in. I'll probably cut a door up at that end for bringing in a mini X and mucking it out someday in the future, because I'm going to put so much wood chips, this is going to fill up with 1.5 feet of dirt. And you know, it's really good by my measuring. This is some extremely good topsoil. We've had a huge amount of rain come down, and none of it has run because it's aggregated. That water infiltrated right through there, and you don't see a lake of it leaching out because it's got the porosity and the void space to hold that water, hold the moisture. That's what makes plants grow in it so well, is porosity. So, I mean, as you can see, the clay has flows. You can see the swirl marks where the clay flows, but that stuff did not. It had the opportunity to run down and wash away, but it didn't because it's aggregated. Good stuff.